Okay. Good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, and Wednesdays we go through some different topics every time. So today's topic will be the meditation on the chakras. Okay, we are not going to practice the meditation. That practice period is tomorrow morning. Okay, 9:30 to 10 o'clock. But today I'll just go through the details of it. But before that, let's do some prayers. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Par Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Bhu Bhuvaswaha Tat Savitra Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Asto Ma Satgamya Tamso Ma Jyotirgamya Mrityorma Amritam Gamya. Om Sehna Vavatu Sehna Bhunatu Saviryam Karvavahe Tejasvi Navadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. In yogic tradition, purification is utmost important. Purification. Purification of this body, purification of our mind, purification of our ego. And today we are going to talk about purifying of the chakras, the energy centers. Okay. Shuddhi. Shuddhi. You all know, according to the teachings of yoga, our nature is divine. It's perfect. It's infinite. But we are all unaware of this. Because we falsely identify ourselves with this body, mind, and the objects of the external world. This false identification makes us think that we are imperfect, limited, subject to sorrow, decay, and even death. That's all due to false identification, because our real nature never dies. It's eternal. So these yogis, they gave us the techniques or the tools to cast off this ignorance, this falsification, so that we can become aware of our own true nature, true self, which is pure and free from all imperfections. Physical body, they gave us the Shatkaram, Neti, Dhoti, Kapal Bhati, Pratak, all those cleansing techniques, they gave it to us for the body. And for the mind also, they gave us a lot of techniques. So whole yogic process of yoga is to unite the individual self with the universal self, the Atma with the Paramatma. So in order to unite, because Paramatma is all perfect, all pure, so we got to purify ourselves also, but we are trying to unite. So it's very necessary to purify the mind, to make it crystal clear, because as long as the mind is covered with impurities, the light of the true self cannot shine through. See, mind is the tool which we are trying to clean. So yoga is the process of removing thoughts from the mind field. That's why Rishi Patanjali said, when he defined yoga for us, yogascha chitvritti nirodha. Chitvritti. Making it one-pointed, turning it inward towards the center of consciousness. But mind cannot be totally separated from the body, at least at first, when we are just starting on this pilgrimage. One influences the other. That's why they say the sound mind can live only in a healthy body. Physical impurities lead to mental dullness. So these techniques of the chakra meditation not only help us at the mental level, at the subtle level, they help us at the physical level also. That's how powerful they are. Otherwise, when we look at our daily life, we face many obstacles. Sickness, physical sickness can be one of the obstacles. Lack of motivation is another obstacle. Physical and mental instability. So this chakra meditation helps us to keep a good control over our physical body as well as mental body. Our thoughts become organized. Emotions and the feelings, they are in our hands. Because without purification, it's not possible to control the mind and turn it inward to cultivate an awareness of who you really are. We've been talking about our nervous system also when we talked about the pranayama. So pranayama is very important too. Every single day, internal cleansing, pranayama, asanas. So this body is fit to sit in a position for a long time. This particular chakra meditation is called a Bhuta Shuddhi. Bhut means the elements. 5 basic elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. We are made up of that. Our body is made up of that. We need to clean those elements. When we clean those elements through this meditation, our body functions better. It's almost like if you have some kind of a bottle, it's dirty. You need to wash it. Only then you will pour something into it. If house is dirty, you have it cleaned. So in the scriptures, this process, which is known as Bhuta Shuddhi, purification of the elements, that's what we're going to talk about. But you got to understand, or at least to know these, where the chakras are. First of all, chakras are a wheel of energy. So the energy concentrated at these chakras, they nourish both our physical body and the mind. Remember that. So energy, and we all have that. Each chakra is depicted as a concentrated field of energy which manifests in the form of sound and light. And sound and light, they both are very sacred. That's why in our mantras, what do? We recite the mantras and we light the lamps. Sound and light. So the purpose of Bhuta Shuddhi is to purify the basic elements of the body: earth, water, fire, air, and space. Remember these 5. I'm sure most of you know that. It starts from the grossest to the subtlest. And the corresponding chakras, the Mooladhara chakra, which is also called a root chakra, Mooladhara. Mool means a root. So that is associated with the earth element. Then the Swadhisthana chakra, pelvic center, that is associated with water element. Manipur chakra, the navel center, that is associated with the fire element. Anahata chakra, the heart center, associated with the air. And the Vishuddha chakra, the throat center, is associated with the space, or the ether also it's called. And the realm of the mind is called the Agya Chakra, the eyebrow center. And the realm of pure consciousness, which is beyond the elements, the crown of the head, which is called as Hersh. Bhuta Shuddhi involves visualization, pranayama, and the repetition of a mantra. While focusing on each of these 7 major chakras in turn. Some people don't call that 7th one as a chakra because it's not really a wheel, it's a rays of light. But sometimes people use that as a chakra also. The mantra used for the first 5 chakras is a bija mantra, seed mantra. That means the core sound of that chakra. And systematically, when we focus on these major chakras in this manner, you are purifying the subtle realms of being with the fire of Kundalini Shakti. Because what you are trying to do is raise your Kundalini higher and higher. First time it won't, but if you keep on practicing it, ultimately you will feel that. So Bhuta Shuddhi is one of the basic practices and very effective technique for those who follow the path. It's not just knowing it, you got to practice it too. Another thing we got to remember that this body of ours is a temple. Temple. Consider it, treat it as a temple. We clean the temple. We don't take any prohibited item in the temple. In fact, in our Hindu temples, we don't even take shoes there. We leave the shoes outside. I have seen certain temples, they have they have written a notice that leather purses and leather belts should be taken out also. Because we want to make sure that it stays pure. So this body of ours, this is also a temple. It's our personal temple. God has given us this temple. Sanskrit saying is Deho Devalya Prokata. Devalya, that means temple. It's a shrine. Living shrine where the divinity dwells. We should always remember that. So Bhuta Shuddhi is one of the preliminary methods for remembering this body pure and wholesome. This particular technique prepares the sadhak for the awakening of the latent force of Kundalini. We can use this Bhuta Shuddhi to a good effect after our pranayama if you want to do it. Because you do pranayama every day or before your prayers also, or after the prayers. Anytime you can do it, but make sure you give yourself enough time. Because you got to have a smooth transition. If there's a pranayama done before, because you'll be doing the pranayama afterwards too, so there has to be a smooth transition between the process of withdrawing the mind from the external world and turning it inward. The benefits, because if you want to spend so much time learning it, practicing it, what are the benefits? Because as human beings, we always like to know the benefits. First of all, it introduces us to the deepest layers of our being. We are very familiar with our skin. We get familiarized with the internal organs when there's a problem comes. If there's a toothache, we'll go to the dentist. If there's a stomach ache, we'll go to some other physician. If there's some other problem, then we just take our attention there. But the yogi guru says, know this body before it creates a problem. And Bhuta Shuddhi will take your attention towards that. So deepest layers of your being, not just the physical, mental also. In addition to helping you master pranayama, it trains the mind to concentrate. Because when you are bringing your mind on that sound and light, you are training your mind. And of course, you are doing the pranayama also. And when you combine the visualization and the repetition of the seed mantra of the specific chakras, a harmonious balance is being created between the auditory and the optic nerve in the brain. What is the benefit of that? Your thinking process is clarified. There's no doubt, no vagueness is left. You are just sharpened because we want our intellect to be sharp. The power of memory is also improved because you are every day you are recollecting your thoughts. This mantra, what color, how many petals, what the bija mantra is. You are supposed to remember that. And the relationship between what is seen and what is heard, it's more clear to you. In other words, the practice of Bhuta Shuddhi creates a perfect environment in which the brain centers that regulate vision and hearing are activated and linked with the processes of speaking and thinking. See, that means your whole apparatus, every day you are tuning it up. Any machine which you have, if you keep it clean, if you use it every day, it will stay in a good condition. But if you just put it on the side and don't worry about it, it will definitely not work when you need it. So on a daily basis, you are tuning it up. And what is more, the energy released from the sacred sound of the seed mantras, together with the combined force of intense visualization and breath retention, helps unblock the energy channels more effectively, and other yogic methods that are not so inclusive. So that means that you are combining so many techniques in there. So it's very powerful. So this technique definitely involves breath retention, which is called a kumbhak, and requires coordination with between the thinking, hearing, and visualization. You must learn systematically and practice it regularly and sincerely. Okay, so it's not just you heard it and you start doing it and then you'll be confused and you'll say nothing is happening and then you'll give up. First learn it, remember it, make sure you are doing your other pranayams also and your asanas also, and you tell your mind that this is very important for me. I want to devote enough time. There are many ways to do it. Just like there are many ways to do Surya Namaskar, there are many ways to do Sarvangasana, there's many ways to do Bhuja Chakra. Okay, so there are many ways to do it. So I'm just going to tell you one way, which is very simple. And if you want to note it down and try practicing it. Sit in a comfortable meditation posture. So it's not a standing and walking meditation, it's a sitting down meditation. With your head, neck, and trunk in a straight line. We got to have that habit of keeping this back, neck, and head straight. It should become our nature, second nature. Tell yourself again and again, I want to do it, because yogis sit like this. You will never see a yogi sitting like this. Yogis sit like this. Okay, so make a habit. Close your eyes, focus your attention at the Mooladhara chakra first. And I told you earlier that the this is the abode of the earth element at the base of the spine. Okay, at the very base, bottom. Visualize a yellow square surrounded by 4 petals. What are these petals? Petals are nerve channels coming out of it. Main nerve channels. So visualize a yellow square surrounded by 4 petals. Why yellow? Because earth element has a color yellow. First you imagine, then you will see that with your practice it will appear. All those yogis for thousands of years, they said this is the color. They all saw it. Nobody saw blue or purple over there. Yellow. You have to believe in it. Don't get confused if somebody tells you some other color. The information I'm giving you, it is from the authentic scriptures. In the center of this yellow square, visualize the Kundalini in the form of a sleeping serpent. Kundalini. Kundalini is like a kundal. It's just like a sleeping. It is as brilliant as 1,000 flashes of lightning. So light is not only up there, that light is everywhere, and this Kundalini Shakti is sleeping over there, but the light is still shining from there. After that, create a root lock. How do we create the root lock? Mool bandh, by squeezing the inner muscles, pulling them upward. That's all. There is no secret about it. You all know how to do it. Squeezing the inner muscles and pushing them upward. Allow your mind to reach the central point in the region of the root lock. So mind which is going everywhere, just bring it over there. At that time, mentally repeat the sound hum. It should go like hum. Mentally. But if you want to do it orally, that's fine too initially. Mind there, sound is being created, color is being visualized, and the light also. You should feel that you are awakening the dormant Kundalini Shakti. And right after that, just let go of that root lock, the Mool Bandh. Then mentally repeat the Bij mantra Lam. Lam. Like that. Create a little vibration internally. Lam. Color is yellow. Keep on repeating this Lam mantra, Bij mantra of the earth element, no less than 16 times. Okay. 16 means you got to keep your mind there for long enough time. Just do not move from one chakra to the next quickly. Focus your mind there for some times so that this vibration and then visualization takes its time to purify you. Next, after that, after 16 times, because you have focused there, then move your attention upward, traveling upward until it reaches the Swadhisthana chakra. So that means I'm telling you, traveling upward means it's not just one spot and then that spot, then that spot. Travel slowly. From one chakra to the next, there is a connection. Okay? It's not that in between there is nothing. There's a connection. So just visualize that you are traveling upward towards the Swadhisthana chakra, the abode of the water element. just above the root of the genitals. Visualize the ocean blue circle with a white crescent moon in the center. Okay, just look at that beautiful color over there, and there's a moon, half moon there, not even half, like a crescent. This circle is surrounded by 6 petals. While you maintain this image, mentally repeat the bija mantra, Vam, Vam, not less than 16 times. So that means it can be more than 16 times, not less. Initially, I would suggest that count on your fingers while you're doing it. Later on, you will know. You will get into the habit. After that, visualize the Kundalini traveling upward towards the Manipur chakra, the abode of fire, at the navel center. Here, visualize a red triangle pointing upward. And this triangle is enclosed in a circle of 2 petals. 10 petals, 10 petals. Mentally repeat the bij mantra of fire element. Ram, Ram. Not less than 16 times. Okay. So red color, Ram is the mantra, R-A-M. Continue to move with the upward traveling Kundalini until you reach the anahata chakra, the heart center, which is the abode of air. Visualize 2 smoky gray triangles, one superimposed on the other, encircled by a 12-petaled lotus. Lot of main nerves are coming out of there. And mentally repeat the mantra Yam. 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 Not less than 16 times. Next, visualize the Kundalini Shakti in which the individual consciousness has dissolved, traveling upward until it reaches the Vishuddha chakra, the abode of ether, the space, at the base of the throat. Yes, Minnie has a question. Yes, Minnie.
What is the color of Anahat chakra?
It's a gray color, airy color, because air is the element, so light gray, airy color. So Vishuddha chakra, the abode of the space at the base of the throat. And this is, that's where the individual soul is. And the element over here is a space. So the color is like a sky blue, very light, shining sky blue. 16-petaled lotus. And in the center, visualize the individual soul, that beautiful light, in the form of a flame. And the presiding force of this chakra is contained in the bij mantra of the space element, Ham. 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 And again, repeat it mentally 16 times or more. Now visualize the upward traveling Kundalini Shakti reaching the Agya chakra. the center between the eyebrows. This is the realm of mind, they say. This chakra consists of a yellow triangle surrounded by a circle. A white flame is enclosed in this triangle. And outside the circle are two petals. And mentally repeat the mantra. Soham, Soham. Okay. Still moving upward with the Kundalini Shakti, reach the Sahasrara Chakra, the 1,000-petaled crown center. That is the abode of our spiritual master, the Guru. At this center, all colors, forms, and shapes dissolve. Because this chakra is beyond the realm of mind and therefore beyond the realm of imagination. When you experience this center, it consists of countless rays of white light. And it's most often visualized as a 1,000-petaled lotus with a pinkish aura. And here repeat the mantra. Oh. Oh. And you can keep your consciousness at the Sahasrara Chakra as long as you want to. But when you want to come out of this, don't get up abruptly. It's recommended that you do 3 cycles of pranayama while keeping your attention up in the Sahasrara Chakra. See, that's why I said that it takes some time to master this. First time you do it, you won't be able to keep your attention up and do the pranayama. So that's why separately doing the pranayama, mastering the pranayama is very important. But let me go through how you do the pranayama. These pranayama cycles require you to retain your breath after the inhalation. Normally, the breath is retained 4 times longer than the inhalation. And exhalation has to be twice as long. So the ratio between the inhalation, retention, and exhalation is 1, 4, and 2. Remember that. That's why in our regular Nadi Shuddhi pranayama, we do that. But if you have not yet mastered your kumbhak or the breath retention, but still want to do this practice, retain your breath only as much as you can comfortably. Do not force yourself to retain your breath 4 times longer. So the first cycle of the pranayama is close your right nostril with your thumb, just like we do in the Nadi Shuddhi pranayama. So close the right nostril, inhale deeply through the left nostril while mentally repeating the bij mantra yam. You remember the yam bij mantra is for the air. Okay. So long yam. Quick but long. Then close both nostrils and retain the breath. While holding the breath, keep on repeating yam. Then while closing the left nostril, exhale slowly through the right nostril, repeating the mantra, the same mantra. So the first pranayama you are doing from the left side, inhalation, holding, and exhaling from the right with the mantra yam, the air mantra. When you inhale during this cycle, visualize a smoky color in the left nostril. During retention, imagine that whole heart region is filled with the air element, drying up all the toxins and impurities in the body. Because the sole reason we are doing this to purify ourselves. So mentally, just remember this air you have inhaled is burning up the toxins. But still your attention is up there in your Sahasrara chakra though. The second cycle, close the left nostril and inhale through the right nostril now. But now you will be repeating the mantra, Bij mantra of the fire. And Bij mantra of the fire was Ram. So again, while inhaling, holding and exhaling, you are repeating the mantra Ram. So during this second cycle, visualize a bright flame like light in the right nostril during the inhalation and retaining the breath. Imagine this light is consuming the impurities dried up. So air element dried up the impurities, fire element is burning those impurities. It's almost like we have something to get rid of. We collect it, we burn it, then what do? That's what we'll see in the third cycle. Close the right nostril again, inhale through the left while mentally repeating Vam. And Vam is a Bij mantra for water. You wash it. Again, completing the inhalation, retain the breath, and then exhale. Feeling that with that nectar showering from the chakra in the form of all the mantras you have employed, filling yourself with it. So during retention, repeat the mantra Vam, then exhale through the right nostril and imagine that you're washing it all away. When you have finished these 3 cycles of pranayama, let your consciousness descend towards the lower chakras. Remember that Kundalini Shakti has swallowed all the elemental energies or even the issues associated with them. While it was traveling up, now you got to bring it down. While it's traveling downward, those elements and energies re-emerge purified by the Kundalini Shakti. The mind is left at the Agya chakra. The space element is left at the throat center. And the air element returned to the heart center. The fire element to the navel center. The water element returns to the pelvic center. And the earth element returns to the base of the spine. So that's how you have purified yourself. And finally, the Kundalini Shakti rests again at the Mooladhara chakra. So you got to visualize that. You are bringing it down, placing it there, keep on going down and place it there. So purpose of all this is to help you make a smooth transition from the journal yoga practices to more advanced discipline. Because we do asanas every day. Some of you do the neti also. You do individually or the pranayama also. But in this particular technique, you are bringing a lot of practices together, thinking that it is very important for me, because this whole thing will take you minimum half an hour to do it. Minimum, it can take longer also if you want to do it little slowly. And again, when you want to get out of the meditation, Don't just jump out and go. I always say, don't go from Om to the Ah. Slowly move. Okay? Very gently move. According to the scriptures, attaining a direct experience of these chakras, some people might experience it in first time. If you have done some abhyas in the past lives, or even in this life, you have been doing other abhyas. But for most of the people, it will take some time. So you got to have a faith in it and keep on practicing it. You will see that these are not just the words alone. These mantras are not just the sounds alone. They are living mantras inside us. These are not just the petals. These are definitely this beautiful light inside us with all those beautiful colors. Once you experience it, that your body is not just a physical body, it's a lot more than that. Then you will start respecting not only your body, but other bodies too. This is the way to live in harmony no matter where we are. This is the way to keep this body healthy. Physical body also, and the mental body also. And recognize who we are. So self-effort is needed. Definitely. But then if you are initiated, you have a grace of your guru. Then when the guru sees that you are doing the practices, then guru's grace automatically takes you up there towards that. In the yogic scriptures, that's called a Shakti path. Without guru's grace, with our effort alone, we cannot reach there. We need to make an effort. But if we just keep on sitting over here that Guru should grace us, Guru will grace only when we make the effort. So it's like it goes hand in hand. We got to do our part, then Guru is watching. There's no difference between Guru and God. When we say God is watching us, Guru is watching us too. Because Guru is not a body. Guru is the Atma, which is nothing but Paramatma. So let's stop it here, and tomorrow we will definitely in our class practice it, at least not completely, but still going slowly from one chakra to the next. So now you know where they are. Another question people often ask me, are they in the front of the body? Because when we say navel center, heart center, well, they are not at the skin level. They are deeper inside. Actually, they are alongside the spine. But if you really cannot visualize alongside the spine, just take your attention a little deeper inside, not at the skin level though. Don't stay at the surface. These chakras are way deep inside. Okay? So let's stop it here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaye Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Om. Thank you very much.